So the new Leatherman garage knife was released a couple days ago. This is the number 7 garage release. It is $300. It looks like it's still up on their website. Now, most of you may not be interested in that, but some of you are saying the next product Leatherman really needs to work on is a modular platform. Is that true? What do you guys think? Let's jump into it. Now, one of the misconceptions about modularity is that it is a relatively new invention, when in reality it isn't. Back in the 70s and perhaps even before then, there were different systems, something similar to this right here. I think this is from the era somewhere around the 70s, 80s, 60s, where you could actually replace blades. There were systems in place. Now, in modern times, we don't have this so much anymore, but in modern times, Roxxon came out with their Phantom. That was a cool design where you could actually take this plate off, exchange the knife, put the plate back on, and in a relatively low amount of time, you could reassemble it back together. Now, fast forward and GOAT comes out with their modular system. You've got all these tools, but with this system, it does take a little bit longer. You've got this lever system. If you get good at it, then you can go ahead, exchange it, and in a little bit, you're back in business. Then you have to go ahead and remember how to unlock it. It's been a little while since I used my GOAT. Pretty cool that you can do that all for a fairly lightweight package. Then eventually Roxxon comes out with the Flex. Pretty cool system where you can have some help assist with your blades. Go ahead, open these up, push down on the lock, then it comes out. Then you go ahead, push this back in like so. Then you're back in business, ready to go again. Pretty cool how that works in the modular field. So let's bring Leatherman back into the picture. And in the last several years, Leatherman has been busy with the free series. So we have obviously the P2, the P4, we've got the K, the T series with the knives. And then eventually, as their crowning achievement recently, 10, 11 months ago, they released the Leatherman Arc. Then to some extent, it seems like that's the evolution of the free series. Now we've got the Leatherman Arc, which is their most expensive production multi-tool ever. Now, with Leatherman releasing some of these knives recently, I've been reading on multitool.org, their forum, and several of you perhaps have been mentioning, hey, Leatherman really needs to come up, instead of making knives, whether folding knives or fixed blade knives, what they need to do is come out with a modular system. So get rid of all these knives, just give us a modular system, something like the GOAT or the Roxxon. Now let's look into that. So Leatherman is built on the foundation of warranty. Now, recently, a couple of you have been, I just recently read your comments. My son actually broke the scissors on my GOAT. Some of you have broken the scissors on yours. Several of you, one of you mentioned that you snapped a couple of tools on yours. Now GOAT covers them. Supposedly they have, what, a 100-year warranty or something, and they will send you the tools back. But imagine Leatherman had to face issues with a modular system where people used their modular system to the same extent where they might use a Leatherman Surge or a Leatherman Wave. Now with the GOAT, there is a little bit added. I don't know. It's with the levers and stuff, I don't feel like it's as durable as some of like your Leatherman Super Tool 300. And I have not taken apart the Roxxon. I think it's a fantastic pocket tool. But again, it's engineered a little bit more than some of your tough, bold raw Super Tool 300. So this is not necessarily meant for, I don't think, as much throwing around on a construction site as more for your everyday pocket carry. So it's great for that, but I don't know that it's necessarily geared for the same thing as some other tools are. For instance, the Surge, the Mutt, like this right here, for carrying into battle, the trenches, whatever. I don't think the modular systems are designed for that same rough environment. So I think Leatherman will struggle if they would make a modular system. People would want the same amount of warranty for that, and I don't think that's realistic. So Leatherman would probably have to cancel the warranty, and I think that's one reason why Leatherman may never go to modular. Now, the second reason why Leatherman probably will never go modular is if they did, all these would not be necessary. So you would not need to have a rev, you would not need to have the bolster, you would not need to have the sidekick, you would not need to have the wingman, because you could have one tool that took the place of all of these. Now, if that's the case, I think Leatherman would lose out on sales. So right now, even with the Mutt, there's two different versions. There's a regular version and an EOD version, where again, if you had that modularity involved, you wouldn't be buying the whole platform, you would be buying just individual tools. And I think from Leatherman's point of view, that would definitely decrease sales. Now, I think it does definitely make sense for Roxxon, for GOAT, for some of these other tool companies, because it definitely gives them credibility. It's what some of you guys really want at the moment. And I think that is a fantastic way for them to, again, establish their credibility, really become innovative in a way that people have wanted. But for Leatherman, again, with the overhead cost of all the that comes with U.S. manufacturing, I think Leatherman will have to keep more the standard diversified tool sets to make enough money. Now, I think the third reason why Leatherman may never make a modular multi-tool is because of all the process involved with it. Roxxon has a lot of extra tools that there's no room to even fit in the handle, but you can swap them in and out. There is a big array of possibilities that Roxxon has, GOAT as well. Now, when we bring back some of the Leatherman tools, for instance, the Leatherman Super Tool has been around since 2008. So again, here is a tool that for the past 16 years, Leatherman has been using the same design to make this tool. So that means all the internal tools, all the outside tools, they can use the same cast molds, whatever stamping, whatever process they use with this. They can use all that same hardware again and again and again for each tool. Now with the Micra, it has stayed the same since 1996. Imagine that. Here is a tool that for 28 years, they have been able to use the same pattern over and over and over and over again. Now with that, I think that definitely does cut down cost when you can use the same tool again and again and people continue to buy it, as opposed to something like the Flex, where you may need to come out with new tools. There's a lot of cost involved with that as well. I think those are all reasons why Leatherman may really struggle with the modular market. It may not make sense for Leatherman. I think it's great to see Roxxon, GOAT, and some other ones actually joining the field for you guys. It makes our job more exciting, not our job, but our carry more exciting with this diversity. But I don't know that Leatherman will necessarily join the field, and I think these are three of the reasons why it might not make sense for them to.